What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is Big Games B.S. presented by the tailgate of the century, greatest tailgate ever, MFTK tailgate, FSU Alabama going on. I'm telling you, by the end of the month, we're going to all need something new. Is my mic?
Oh, shoot. Say it again.
Is the mic? Yeah. We need to hit that Biggie from Victory.
Okay, he said.
Okay, 1, 2. The mic is loud, but the headphones not. We just gotta make sure we got that on there. We're gonna cover a lot of stuff on this show because we have not had a show since Wednesday. A lot of things have been going on. FSU practices. A lot of people have asked me about that. First day of school today in North Florida. I think it's also in South Florida. Florida in general, I think everybody had their first day today. Georgia started last week. If you got some of your kids actually, I'm going to tell you right now, if you got that MFTK book bag, man, show that shit off proudly, man. I got some pictures of some MFTK book bags, man. Shit making me all happy and stuff. Kids are going to school. I seen somebody getting orientated with the 3-6 Mafia shirt. We may have to add that. Damn, something else I got to add to it. Shout out to everybody. It is officially football season in the state of Florida. On Friday, I'm going to have a hectic day. We got to play Orange Park Raiders in our kickoff classic. So I'll be giving you a show in the morning. I'll be dropping kids off at school. I got my whole day. My day will start off at 7:30 and will probably end at midnight. Hopefully with victory and stuff like that. We got some cool handoffs that are coming here. I just really want to see. I want to see the kids with some joyous faces going in here. And then I want to see them report. Make sure y'all give that same energy that y'all gonna give on these first day of school picks to them damn report cards coming in, man. Don't get bashful. When your kid got them C's get degrees. Also last week, what really happened too, what really fucked me over, outside of getting my kids orientated and things like that, getting them ready for the first day of school. Clearly, I'm not ready. I had to get my grandmother from one place to another. Man, the state of old people, like the two things you don't want to be unless you got bread. Or you either want to come into wealth or you got to go out with it. You do not want to be a poor baby and you do not want to be a poor old person. They do not. When I talk about, man, MFTK, MFTE, man, fuck them elders, man. That is exactly how they, like, I'm going to roast these people like Dan and Jeff roasted a 14-year-old boy who did not want to do an interview with them. But this is what you spend your time on. I'm sorry, I got a vent. I was so mad on Friday. I was in tears. I was ready to, I told my mama, I said, Carm, you got to, at the end of it, I'll get to it. I said, you have to call and set this up for me because I'm going to go up there and I'm going to fuck somebody up over my grandma. And the problem it was not malicious. It was stupidity, which makes it worse. The last thing you want is stupidity when it comes to your healthcare. So my grandmother came over here to Jacksonville Father's Day weekend she needed, my mom needed some help. She could not, she fell, she needed a new rehab place. We found her one. The CNAs and some of them people were good. The admin were stupid. She, they got CNAs telling them it's not their job to help my grandmother use the bathroom, get her on and off the toilet, which is really their job, their whole job. Every time I went up there, they was laughing. Actually, my grandmother did have a point. CNAs can make you feel a little handsome sometimes, but I think they're so used to seeing old, nasty man that when they see a young man, they just automatically be like, okay, he's kind of attractive. So I don't think I think I'm medium handsome, but they would stop talking and start helping. And when I started asking questions. So I found out my half sister, y'all, if you listen to the show, you know my family situation. She got married. She got Quinn. Her husband, Quinn, works at an assisted living facility. I get Quinn. I'm like, yo, I got to get my grandma out of this motherfucker. Don't care what the costs are. We going to get this shit straightened. There is a social worker. The social worker's job is to be social and work. She ain't social nor fucking working. My grandma's got a discharge date. Them in the assisted living facilities talking. My grandmother's discharge date was Friday. I'm like, cool. I'm good to go. I love that shit. Get her to Quinn. Quinn works Monday through Friday, 9 to motherfucking 5. I need my grandmother there when Quinn is there, or we can push it back and we'll get her on Monday. So I call. I'm like, hey, I called the assisted living facility. I said, hey, do you guys happen to know what time my grandmother is going to be over there? I have a wheelchair. I have shit that she needs. I want to make sure my grandmother is squared away and taken care of. Oh, North Bank got that. They got that handled. All right, that's what their job. Their job as a social worker is to coordinate the discharge, which makes sense. We need to make sure you have all the paperwork, all the different things. You would think they want to make sure the discharge date is cool. So I'm going around taking the kids, boys getting back to school haircuts. I posted a picture of Trey. Hey man, I'm telling you, keep your daughters away from my sons. Ain't nothing but dick and disappointment over here. I'm going to train him. I'm going to train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he should never part from it. Trey took a picture. I was like, God damn, that boy handsome. That boy was so goddamn handsome. We went, but I get it. So I'm like, damn, you know what? I ain't heard from these people. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I got shit to do today. Pick up the phone. I call. They forward me to the second floor. CNAs, 20 of them bitches. Not one of them motherfuckers want to answer the phone. And that one did answer. She had an attitude. Phone hung up on me. I'm like, cool. All right, that's strike one. I'm good. I'm not mad yet. Call back. Hey, I need to speak to Miss Eva about the social worker. She's in a meeting. We can't get her out, blah, blah, blah. I need to talk to her. And then, they sent me to her voicemail. I said, bitch, I know she in a fucking meeting. It's 1:45.
Right.
I called up there. I said, hey, I need to speak to the director or the assistant director, or you need to get Eva ass out the fucking meeting because I need to know. And I'm cussing now. I didn't know where the fuck my grandmama at.
Right.
Is she there? Is she at the other place? I don't know where she at. Eva comes on, and it's an older black lady. She got no fuck. She hits me with I don't know. My grandmother had to get blood work. Well, how do I know? I don't know. I said, ain't nobody fucking called me about my grandmother getting discharged. I said, bitch, fuck that shit. I'm coming to get my goddamn grandma. So I'm mad. I done promised the boys food. If you got kids this summer, they've been testing me. Like my little baby boy, he don't get his way. He going through that tantrum shit, and I had to knock him and his brother out. I get there, so I try to switch cars. I haven't driven the other car for like 3 weeks. That motherfucker don't crank up. That bitch don't do shit. I'm in that motherfucker like. And then I almost but besides that shit, still ain't nobody from North Bank called me about my grandmother. Now she is comfortable in another place. I got to get some other things going for her, but I'm just telling you right now, guys. If your parents or the people did right by you, man, just start putting a little sprinkle of money to the side for them or start telling them to do that shit. I know I got to save up my money because I know Trey done seen this shit. Trey ain't dealing with this shit. And And my daughter ain't moving to Jacksonville to fucking take care of me. So like, I got to make sure I'm in a good fucking home because God bless, man. It is wild, but also I got a chance to see FSU. FSU's Saturday practice wasn't worth shit, not because FSU wasn't good or anything. It's just because it was a shorts practice. Nobody wants to see fucking shorts. I came to see violence and hitting, so we'll talk about a little bit about Thursday and Friday. But I will say this. As bad as this past couple of days was, I cannot wait. I think my life got worse because I did not have prayer in my life. And right now we're gonna start this show off like we start each and every show off with a good word of prayer. And I think that's what's fucked up.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Through it all, no matter how bad it is, you motherfuckers better thank God. That's what the Polynesian guy said. All right. Well, Jaden, what we talking about today?
All right. Good morning. Welcome to August 11th edition of Big Games B.S., where we bring the good, the bad, the BS of the sports world to your screens, especially football. So first things first, we got a MFTK segment to discuss with Teddy Bridgewater. Then we got some NCAA news with FSU starting off that section with a football clip from the camp. And then we got some coaches looking to get back into the game. And then we got some questionable merch in the college football world to discuss. Next, we are going to transition to the NFL, the big leagues. Going to start off with the home team, the Jaguars. Take a look at Travis Hunter, how he did, and some history that was made versus the Steelers. Also, we got to talk about the Sanders brothers. Yes, brothers. Show some highlights to some players and some lowlights before we get into our big games BS section, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. So we have a BS or bustin' from a familiar face. And then we're going to talk about UFC, some WNBA, and some more pop culture. But first things first, Teddy Bridgewater, who recently signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was asked about his suspension from coaching high school due to impermissible funds that included Uber and meals for the players. So this is him explaining the situation with some more insight at courtesy of Jenna Lane from ESPN.
Teddy, I need Teddy to get some facial hair.
Things went down in South Florida with the coaching situation. I understand you were trying to do things out of the goodness of your heart, but just, how are you going to ultimately look back on that? And what do you want people to know about you?
Honestly, I think everyone knows that I'm just a cheerful guy, cheerful giver as well. And I'm a protector. I'm a father first before anything. And when I decided to coach, those players became my sons. And I want to make sure that I just protect them in the best way that I can. I think that's what came about. Minding up lessons in a tough neighborhood, and sometimes things can happen when kids are walking home, different things like that. So I just try to protect them, give them, a ride home instead of having to take those dangerous walks. But I just want people to continue to see me for the person that I've been. From the time I arrived in the NFL, from the time that I arrived at the University of Louisville. Just a humble guy who has a big heart and a cheerful giver.
How hard was that for you to go through that?
It was difficult. Because I have so many relationships with those young men down there in South Florida at Mount Northwestern. The bonds that I've established with, Deion and Shadur, Calvin Russell, Nicholas Lanier, Nicholas St. Joseph. Just the list goes on and on. And it's a great group of kids, man. And, they see so much hope when they look at it. And, I always say it's food for my soul. It's the way that I feed my soul and allows me to stay young being around those kids. So I think now that I'm back in the league, it's actually going to be extra motivation for them as well because they'll have a game on Friday night and probably get to drive across the state to come watch the Bucks play and see Coach on the sideline. So it's like, man, coaches just continue to just serve as motivation, and continue to influence us in every way possible. He's showing us that, he can make it to the NFL. He's showing us that he can coach. He's showing us that there are different avenues of life that you can take. And hopefully I'm hoping that they're taking notice of that.
And press on and move forward.
Yeah, definitely. I like those who different obstacles. You just got to put your hard hat on and keep pressing on.
I mean, one of the problems, I like something that Toby says. We don't have team rules. We have, is it standards? He said it's not standards. Guidelines. Guidelines allow you to be able to use fucking common sense. Like, if you can only, let's say you can only get these kids practicing at a certain time, and you're going to hold them. And I think with some of these schools, you should structure it to where you hold them as long as you can, so that keeps them out of trouble. But the problem is the trouble will find you. So, I don't really want my kids walking by themselves at night in a rough area. So, that's common sense logic. But, you can't get around the Uber and things. And he just says, you know what, bump it. I don't need this shit. I don't make enough. I can go do something else and still be able to contribute to my community in a manner in which is necessary. And I like that about Teddy. You can clearly see that Teddy's heart is in it for all the right reasons. And I hope that whatever is up there blesses this man with at least 5 to 6 more seasons of football because of this. He legit cares. He's doing it for all the right reasons, man. And again, I always tell people, the game of football saved my life. So I had my coaches were anywhere near Teddy Bridgewater, but I had coaches and actually it was funny because one Coach Nixon, literally did come in and get me off the block. I still don't know what Coach Nixon was doing in my neighborhood at the time of night he was in my neighborhood, but I know what the fuck I was doing at that time. And even with Coach Campbell came in before I moved. Coach Campbell would come to apartment 1033C and get me, and didn't give a fuck who was around, and drove right, driving right in that motherfucker. Didn't give a shit. But the game needs more men like this. Unfortunately, it's fiscally irresponsible to coach kids, to coach high school football. It's we had a coaches meeting for MFTK yesterday, and we were talking about it's coaches, the average high school coach, you end up spending between $3,000 and $5,000 of your own money for other people's fucking kids to get told that you don't care. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot of money, but that's a lot of money when you only make $50,000 a year. That's a lot of guys will, and I believe in that's not including the gas trips. That's not including some of you parents, some of yous motherfuckers got 5 cars in your fucking parking lot, in your driveway, and you need us to drop Timmy off. When one of y'all could have sacrificed what the fuck you were doing so that you could drop them off instead of us having to sacrifice more time away from our families. But that's another argument for another day. But yeah, man. So, hey, I'm sad that Teddy's not in the game no more over some stupid shit. But I'm also happy he's flourishing.
All right, so we're going to go from high school to the college football landscape. We're going to start out with some FSU news, and they did have the camp in Jacksonville, James. You got a chance to see it, and everybody on FSU Twitter has been going crazy over the freshman running back Usman Chroma. And from this clip, from this video posted by FSU Football, you can see him putting in that work on some drills. So we can gonna play this right now and get into the video.
Work day, go no. Attack.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. All right, Jaden, go to my Twitter because there's something we can't just glance past that. One, I'm gonna tell you, Osama bin Running is really fucking good. Number 32, like he's nice. He's really nice. And there was a clip in there that I'd be remiss, and I'm sorry this happens to the best of them. It happens to the best. I want us to play this. I will mute the sound when that comes on, but play it so that the people can hear this live. Because I think sometimes you don't understand how I'm feeling in a spiritual mood. Like I don't think y'all understand how closely tied violence is to spirituality. And sometimes you gotta the kingdom of God will be advanced by force and violence. And this is a perfect summation of this. But you see both sides of it. You see Osama running old boy over, and then you see Blake Nicholson needing to have a strong relationship with Christ. I'll let y'all watch that because I think it just blipped by. It was too quick in the highlights. That's all I could think about because he hit the he's like, my head hit the wall. Boom. Like that arm got up under there. I'm sorry, Blake, but like, no. I hope this doesn't offend my white linebacker, man. But like, brother, when I played, like, see the difference between the way these kids go nowadays, right? See, we watched team film. There was team film. So you know what highlights getting brought up in the team film? This shit. Everybody is watching you get your ass handed to you because some other guys are in other places. So not everybody on the team watches this. Then you have offensive defensive film. So now you got to watch this again as an offense. Then you have individual film. So now you got to watch this as a linebacker core. One side is extremely happy, the other side's not. Hey, man, you're going to get everybody get got sometimes, man. Everybody get got. And, he got. And, hey, just if we had to talk about the whole day, shout out to Grant Gray. Grant was there a couple of days showing out, making sure he saw that. Local media was around crying. What are we gonna talk about? Oh, shit. Hold on. Give me a pause real quick. Hello?
So Usman Chroma, the running back seen in the frame in the top left of your screen, was doing his thug dizzle here in Jacksonville. A lot of people on FSU Twitter, like I said before the clip, showing love to this freshman running back. Hopefully, he would do the same thing once the season comes around and makes his impact early in that garnet and gold. And it looks like James is back.
Yeah. All right, so one, I just want to put more context out there about why people, because I think people are forgetting. People were just thinking Mike Norvell just being an asshole, which he could be. It's well within his right. That kind of video wasn't being shown like over the last 4 years, 5 years. None of that's being shown. All media had an opportunity to be able to come up and do post-practice. Shout out to Irish O'Fell. Shout out to a lot of those guys. They were there. I think Snowcone was out there. A lot of guys went out there and did their post-practice interviews. But a lot of people didn't want to get it. In last year, which was, again, one of the worst years in Florida State history, my colleague Rick Ballou reported that FSU threw 19 straight incompletions. Now, that's not how I remembered it. Even if that shit was true, even if the motherfucker threw 19 straight incompletions, even if he threw 19 straight incompletions, all you got to say is a quarterback had a bad day. You didn't have to say 19 straight. Like, you're purposely not putting the program in the best light. And I swear to God, you don't need us anymore. That's why they have their own social media teams. I met a young man whose nephew is Don Juan, who does been doing photos for forever. And hey, Jay, he hit me. He came up to me smooth as fuck, dog. Because I was sitting to me and Chris Thompson were talking. Hey, man, how'd you get that? How'd you get the video of our offer letter so quick? Like, he was like, how'd you do that? I said, hey, do you know who the fuck I am? I don't get it twisted. I'm not media. I'm not beat. I'm family. I know everybody. But I told him how I got it. He was like, and he was like that. I'm like, they have their own people that can put shit out. Right. They're fucking Florida State. They're on the story. You brought up something. I'm not gonna kill the lead for that because I got a friend right now who's doing fullbacks be doing work. He's doing really, really good in the podcasting space right now. He released it on his platform and everybody picked it up off of his platform. You're not fucking necessary, dog. I promise you, this is not the 80s and 90s. And I'm saying this from a good place. You're not needed. So everybody took advantage of it. And now it's not there for you anymore. And instead of like being hungry and changing your tunes, you know what everybody's doing? They're doubling down and being bitter bitches about it. I'd never let you motherfuckers back. But I'll say that. So that's one thing. Number two, the guys who stood out, this motherfucker here, 32, Osama bin Running. I will refuse to say even if he makes plays. How did you say it, Jaden? That's Jaden's job to say names right. How do you pronounce his name?
Looks like Uzma and Chroma.
There's too much. There's way too much going on. My tongue's got to go up, hit the top of the palate, left, right, down. Like it's like putting a cheat code in a fucking game. Like it's too much that's going on. I could say Osama, or I don't want to call him Obama because this man's a terrorist with the football in his hands. Like this man is, but that kid is clearly fucking different. He's coming for spots. But he stood out. Deuce Robinson, Dominic's boy, is really good. He reminds me of like a Johnny Wilson, with a little bit more more athleticism and more range. Squirrel is number 4. Squirrel is dynamic, very explosive. I like the center that we got. He's nasty. I like that. I like a nasty lineman. Boggs, number 15. Like, we have 2 freshmen that I can say wholeheartedly are really, really different. Like, Osama and Boggs are two guys that are really, really good. So I like that about them. You know, shoot, Amari Williams really gives credence to, I think you can only cut once, right? So like, what was the Amaraz's dad? You seen the thing where he says his boys got to get black women or something like that because you can't dilute the product too much. Amari Williams, like, just prove, like, if you get you one of them good. I mean, I know his mom watches this. No disrespect, you know you know you look good. She's a good looking pilgrim woman. Fit, wears the tights, not the tights, with the leggings, the Lulu Limes, all of that stuff. At Mackey Entertainment, I got $400 for you. That's not nosebleeds if you want to buy some tickets. But that boy can play. Like, we talk about Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball. Like, he could legitimately go play tight end, get you a touchdown, and then go get a sack in the game. Like, I've seen him do both of them. It was really, really good. The Twins, if y'all remember, we did the breakdown of the class, and I was like, we got good twin and we got bad twin. Well, bad twin ain't bad. I'm just going to leave it at that. Them boys look like they've been working out. They've been eating. The whole secondary looks like they don't do no upper body. They just do squats. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm like, damn, them boys' legs look good. 19 is a dog. He's a competitor. Shout out to, even though he an itchy bam, but he's a Duval kid, so I got to give him more props. Kirkland's looking good at safety. Bottom line is this. Don't book shit to Charlotte, okay? But at worst, you need to holler at me and we'll book tickets in Jacksonville. Because the Gator Bowl, we will take y'all. I will ask them for me to personally drive the invite over to Tallahassee, Florida, if we do it, because I would love nothing more than to do that. But I see I can see the improvement. And I'm not going to tell you, like, my bad. So let me talk about this, and then I'll talk about maybe some of the dislikes, or I'll talk about the elephant in the room, the guy that everybody wants to talk about. So I'm just telling you what I saw slightly without trying to, because again, I appreciate them giving me the opportunity to watch practice. Oh, if we make it to the Gator Bowl, oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. The debauch, it would be fucking stupid. I might just try to get I might ask First Coast News if I could just have the parking lot. But we'll have it. The tailgate would be bananas. But Herb Hand and Gus are really, really fun to watch together. Like, it's kind of cool to see a different dynamic when it comes to the game. When it comes to them coaching it. Being able to see Odell be able to flow and be the patriarch that he is, that's awesome. It is definitely different energy. And even Norvell looks happier than I've seen him. And to be honest with you, it feels good to not have all of this stuff get tripped up while everybody, because the coaches are learning each other too. You merge staffs, the players are learning each other. It's a lot of things going on, which is why I think the Jacksonville trip is always something really, really good. It's something that they look forward to every year. Pot Roast is a great addition. Pot Roast, I will say this though, could learn a lot from Odell in terms of tact. Not saying he wasn't tactful. I'm just saying Odell got that granddaddy energy. And we can all learn to do that. And I think personally, there is very few, unless you're a defensive-minded head coach, you cannot control a side of the ball. You must watch and control game flow. And I really, really like that. I think again, the practices were great. I had a good time. They were competitive. It was different. TC. Oh, my bad. Jalen Lucas. Boy, Jalen Lucas runs like a badass kid. Like he reminds me, Miles. Remember when Trey and Kyle were little and like you don't know how fast little kids are until they just break out into a full sprint. And they are little, so they can get around and get to places that you can't get to. And that's what I'm talking about, from the hands and everything. Like Jalen Lucas I saw him outrun a defensive end who had outside contain on a stretch, just fast for no fucking reason. And I want to see him return punts, because now it's like, again, we're not going undefeated. The 4 games that we have on the schedule, like, I still believe right now Miami has more talent, top to bottom. Clemson, definitely has more talent. Alabama's going to come in with more talent. And Florida, those are the 4 games, but I think Florida, Miami can be beat. I think we can beat Alabama. Alabama has a lot of question marks going into week 1. I just don't see us winning every game with this, because we do have some situations that need to be shored up. But momentum, game planning, and the reason why I also give us a good shot against Bama is obviously I've seen Mike. This will be Mike's 5th go at this, I believe. Only 2 of them look like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. Actually, ironically, it was both of them were against Georgia Tech. So I'm just going to say Georgia Tech is just an anomaly. When we played Notre Dame, Mike had them boys coach the fuck up. We should have won that game. And the 2 LSU games, Mike had them boys coach the fuck up. And we went out there and kicked that. We went out there with the sole purpose to beat the hell out of some asses. Now, I will say this. Now, guys, this is where it gets important for us as fans to do our part. Are y'all listening? I need the chat to let me know y'all listening. Give me some hands, like, to let me know, because I need to know we engaged. Because I'm going to tell you why we were more prepared for the Notre Dame game and the 2 LSU games. And it has nothing to do with Brian Kelly. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you the secrets to success of why we were prepared and why those seasons went in the direction that we didn't have. Do you understand what the common denominator was for all of those different things? His first year, we played Georgia Tech during the COVID year. Last year, we played Georgia Tech in fucking Ireland. The tailgates tailgates couldn't happen during COVID, and the tailgates do not go to Ireland. We had a tailgate for the Notre Dame game, and it was cool. It was good. It wasn't big enough. We had a tailgate in New Orleans. Splendiferous tailgate in New Orleans. Debauchery. It was a phenomenal tailgate in New Orleans. And then in Orlando, when we whooped their ass, I want you to realize, New Orleans, we had 500, I believe. We had 500 people buy tailgate tickets. And it was a close game. We had 1,000 in Orlando. And what did we do to the LSU in Orlando with 1,000 people at the big game, James tailgate? Prepared. We whooped the ass. Like, you had to reverse that shit. Whips the pussy. Don't be pussy whooped. So come to the game. Don't be pussy whooped. Come to the tailgate and reverse that shit. Whips the pussy. But Thomas Castellanos. Oh, my bad. Go ahead and put that up there, Jada. We can say again, it's right there. If you want to beat Alabama, the key to beating Alabama, I don't think anything in life is coincidence. You got to get the tailgate ticket. If we have 1,000 people at the top of lot 19, I really like our chances of beating Alabama, because history has proven when you attend the big game tailgates, their play increases. We got 5 years of history. Georgia Tech, no tailgate, crazy loss. Next year, tailgate, really good enough tailgate, tight game, should have won in overtime. blew the doors off the tailgate, beat them by 1, but we should have whooped that ass if we don't fumble the ball going to goal line. But whatever, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Orlando tailgate, 1,000 people. We beat their ass. No tailgate in Ireland and no seasonings and just fish and chips. We lose. All I'm saying is do that. Thomas Castellanos, here's what we have with him. Good quarterback. Way better than what everybody thinks. I saw my man Baloo try to post some things where he says his mole told him, but if his mole is who people speculated his mole wasn't there for the whole fucking practice. Like, those guys left early, the NFL scouts. But I was there the whole time. I was looking the whole time, trying to see. Day 1, he underthrew. Day 2, he overthrew. So what that tells me is they're still trying to get some timing together. When you look at Deuce Robinson didn't play a lot in the spring due to injuries. Boggs wasn't there. Squirrel, I believe, was there back and forth. They're trying to get that shit together. They're trying to get their timing down. Once their timing gets down, they're going to be good. I'll tell you this. When that motherfucker leave the pocket, if he decides that he wants to run, ain't shit nobody gonna do against that. I'm telling you this is that we have great value Kyler Murray. No, I'm saying, like, the people keep thinking you need an elite quarterback play. When have you seen? None of these quarterbacks are elite. Michael Penix was the best quarterback 2 years ago in college, and they lost to Middington. Last year, the best quarterback that got drafted would look shit in his against the Titans. My bad. Boggs was there in the spring. You're right. He didn't and ironically, he hasn't overthrown or underthrown Boggs. It's really just when I'm watching him with Deuce. The guys look good. When he looks good, he looks good. When he doesn't, I think he needs to be on. I think he needs more work. So, like, he ain't JT, but he got 2 years. He is exciting. I'm going to tell you who else is exciting. That motherfucker from East Tennessee State looked better than I thought it was going to look, dog. Like, when you walk on the practice field and you see 14, that's who you think is going to be the starting quarterback. He just looks like he should be a starting quarterback somewhere. But, I'm not saying he's pushing anybody, but, like, and I like Sperry. Like, if they do some things, man, and they do what they're good at, and I think one of the biggest problems in football and coaching and everything is people in life is that people don't understand. I don't do shit I'm not good at. Like, if I can avoid it. And a lot of people just don't try to avoid that shit. But the kid looked good. They look better across the board. And that's what I like the most. And what I look at is do I belong? Could prime James Coleman play on this team? Oh, I forgot Randy Pittman too. I personally believe that Mike needs a H-back in his system. I can't think of the young man I keep forgetting his name. He got drafted by the Patriots, came from South Carolina, was a good H-back. But when I see Randy Pittman in there, he looks really, really good. And I think it's Jaheim Bell. Thank you. I think it's okay to have cautious optimism. What I will tell you is this: the energy, the vibe, it looked different than last year's look. And I think nobody saw that even the guys that I know that are in coaching that coached against Florida State all said that was not a 2-win team. That team was better than 2 wins. And the 1 win against a real team made absolutely no fucking sense. Think about it like this. Miami whipped our ass, right? We beat Cal. Cal had Miami dead to rights. None of that shit, nothing made sense last year. It was a bizarro world. But I think 8-4, 9-3 is not outside of the realm of possibility. And depending on how the 4 look, you'll get a lot of optimism going into year 6 with Mike Norvell. And the recruiting will be improved. But if you beat Bama, shit. I felt a little more confident in putting my betting the spread, not the money line, betting the spread. But that's enough like of the college of FSU stuff. But like again, my thought is 8-4. And if some good things happen, sky's the limit. But I would not book tickets to Charlotte, but I would be trying to ask Big Game what are the best hotels to get in Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl, because I'm rooting for that. Is it college football playoffs or the Gator Bowl? Because I just need a hell of a tailgate, and it would be splendiferous. I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna be affiliated with none of it. It's gonna be affiliated with the MFTK Foundation. That's what it's gonna be affiliated with. So, but yeah, I don't. Hey man, if y'all feel confident, don't say you did not get that from Big Game to bet FSU money line. That's not. I'm not saying that. I might say bet the spread though, but like I want us to be. I may depending on how the tailgate, depending on how some of these sales go, I may slide $100 on that money line. But I'm not. Hey, I'm still in a show me situation. But I am very encouraged by what I saw, and I cannot wait to see them in the fall.
We got some former coaches looking to get back into the game, with the first one we're discussing being Jimbo Fisher. So former FSU and Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher is very interested in returning to coaching. Quote, "I would be very interested in still doing it because I think I still got a lot to give and I'd like to get back out there. I really would." And this was via the Trials to Triumph YouTube account. And we're actually going to watch a clip after this post from that podcast. But James, do you think this transition back into the coaching space is going to happen in the future for Mr. Fisher?
Yeah, I think to be the head coach is the same thing that players go through when they're done playing is the same thing that head coaches go through. Like, if you're not, like when he was the head coach at Florida State, or when he was at Texas A&M, everybody in that area recognized him for the power that he had. He hasn't been at FSU in quite some time. He lives in Tallahassee. He walks around, and only the real know. But most people don't know who the fuck he is anymore. And now you're rich, but the money isn't the thing that's intoxicating with all of it. It's the power that comes with knowing when you walk in a room, everybody knows you. So like you want to be able to be in control of people. And I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it's a thing in control of people with a consistent goal. But one thing I love, first and foremost, I'm gonna tell you what's respectable about Jimbo Fisher. Freddie Stevenson is a good friend of mine. I love Freddie. Freddie's a good guy. Freddie's lived a really tough life and has had great experiences by going through those different things, from being homeless, a father being in prison, father just recently passing. Jimbo did for Freddie what Bobby did for me. Like, Jimbo could give that interview to anybody, but he looked out for his former player. I will say that's something to be respected. And Freddie's getting a tremendous amount of flowers, right? I mean, this thing was on ESPN. They're talking about his interview on this podcast on ESPN. I want people to, like, when I tell you, we don't need mainstream media, guys. Mainstream media needs you. Like, that's the wave. Freddie literally just created an infinite revenue stream for himself. But I do believe he'll coach one. I believe he still wants to coach. I believe if the money right. I mean, somebody throw him, like, they're not going to throw him the $10 million a year, But I throw him 6'7" to. I mean, he can recruit. He tells a believable lie. Like that man said, so I joke with people when Coach Norvell stuttering, he lying. Yeah, Mike, I'm this. We're going. I say I love Mike, but just I know Mike. I know you're trying to figure it out, Mike. I get it. When Jimbo's talking, he's lying. It's a difference. Mike actually has some good intentions in it. Jimbo's not talking unless he's lying. And he told that fucking lie about, I didn't want to go to Florida. I didn't want to leave Florida State. I was comfortable where I was at. Bitch, you put your whole Christmas tree on the side of the road. Like, the North remembers. Should I tell you the story of how I knew Jimbo was leaving, Jaden, before we play the clip or after?
Before, because this clip is about his most dominant college football team take.
Okay. So we play Alabama, right? Last time we played out. Matter of fact, this is really ironic. First article I ever wrote, Alabama don't take this ass whooping personally. So anybody who wants to know why I fuck with Thomas, that was the first written article for James Coleman. Went certified platinum. Bleacher Report took everything I wrote and reposted it. Like I was like the king of FSU media, not doing FSU media. I got a call the day before we played Alabama. Jimbo Fisher's going to leave to go to Texas A&M. $75 million. I said, and at the time, the 10-year, $75 million. I said at the time, I was like, bullshit. No coach is worth $7.5 million a year. Crazy now. That could even be said. But I was like, nah, man, this man barely worth $5 million. Like, nah, man, fuck that. He get that leave. I was told that before we played fucking Alabama that Jimbo Fisher was leaving. Very specific. And I said, man, somebody give me $75 million. I got 75 million reasons I'm leaving. For it to happen was fucking insane. It was so asinine because the amount of money was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. And now you're talking to a guy who broke that Jim McElwain was going to get fired after the Georgia game, whether they beat Georgia or not. And I was like, I believe that. But I'm sitting here like, yo, my man really, that shit really happened. And that's when before I knew, but then I really knew. Jimmy Sexton is the greatest is the baddest man on this planet in sports. That was before I saw him raw dog 7 boiled hot dogs. No condiments. Just straight water, just straight liquid hot dog water and bun. Dry bread. But like I said, Jimbo full of shit, but he had Freddie believe. Freddie believed it, but I'm like, Freddie, that's your job to believe it. I don't believe that at all.
So we got this clip from the Freddie Stevenson podcast, and it's regarding Jimbo Fisher's take on the most dominant team in college football history, none other than the 2013 champions, FSU. So let's take a look into the video to see what facts Jimbo is bringing up to support his case.
People don't realize this. If you go back and look in the last 90 years of football, do you know that's the most dominant team in NCAA history? Point differential. See, LSU broke our record by most points in a season by 1 point, but they played an extra game.
And not only that, so like you mentioned earlier,
we called the dogs off at halftime. Yeah. We weren't trying to do it. We didn't know. That's just what we played. But you remember we led the country in defense that year in scoring. Our point differential was 39 points a game. The largest top 5 deficit, the 51-14 game. Largest top 25 deficit, the Maryland 62-0 game. They were top 25, being 62-0. Beat Clemson 51-14, who was 2 top 5 teams who finished in the top 5. I mean, those teams, remember the NC State game, we're up 35-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean, I'm just saying how dominant that team wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Whoever we played, if you look it up, it doesn't get the respect. Every guy on that team played in the NFL, started and played. That secondary, all of them played 8 or more years. Terrence Brooks, I mean, how good a player he was. I mean, PJ and Darby and Jalen and LaMarcus and Terrence and Telvin and Eddie and I mean, the whole crew up from Timmy. I mean, all of them. I mean, on the offensive line, everybody played forever. And that team does not get the respect and had the best kicker.
Yeah.
And our punter would have been one of the tops in the country. He just didn't punt enough. He didn't qualify enough. He didn't have enough punts. I mean, that team does not get the respect. And I'll put that team up with any team in the college football ever. I'll put that team up with anybody.
I agree with him. I'm with you when you're right. Shit, he didn't even bring up D-Walk. But, I mean, he's selling it. There's only one team that I would say, and I know the Florida State fans in here aren't going to want to hear this. 0-1 Miami. That might be the only team. Like, it's not just because 0-1 Miami, like, his argument is right. We had a lot of guys play a lot of years in the NFL. They got a lot of fucking Hall of Famers on that team. Like that's the craziness of like, it's not just good players. Like they got motherfuckers that went and were just like the saddest part about the 0-1 Miami team is that they only won one championship. Like that team should have won more. But Jimbo's right on that. I agree.
So we have another head coach who wants to make that transition back into coaching, James. He's been going around getting a lot of care packages from colleges and even some NFL teams, and that is the one and only Jon Gruden. So according to On3, Jon Gruden expressed desire to coach a game while talking to the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm being honest with you, or excuse me, quote, I'm being honest with you. I do not BS either. I want to coach again. I die to coach in the SEC. I would love it. I would effing love it. Unquote. So, James, could you see Gruden coaching college with this new NIL landscape, especially in the SEC with the Georgia Bulldogs in particular for the case, for the sake of the argument?
I'm gonna be. Damn! Wait a minute. That's crazy. I didn't realize he's only 61 years old. You could have. I just figured he was older. Chucky could do it. I personally think the new move is going to be for more professional guys to come into college as college sports is becoming more professional. Like you have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to do stuff. I think. I also think it's bullshit when people say you can't talk. Oh, you can't talk to these kids these days. Don't know how to do rah. Nah, not true. If they know you care about them and they know you care about them and their interest and where they're trying to go, they'll listen to you. They'll listen to whatever you got to say.
It sucks his punishment for some of the remarks he made is he gets to possibly get a stacked team like Georgia.
If he gets to a place where they're motivated to spend money. He gets to a place where they're going to make sure he has a good staff, a relatable staff. His job will be to focus on what he's good at. And I think Gruden is good at getting quarterback. I think where he would have to change and will be the toughest part is a lot of these guys just really, really feel it necessary. Excuse me, to have this long ass verbiage. So like, it just doesn't fucking make sense to it doesn't take all of that. Like, just have you ever seen the clips of him like trying to give people to give him a play? It's a fucking paragraph long. We don't have that much time, dog.
Should they be able to lowball him considering his past?
Yeah, but what is a lowball?
Yeah, for a coach.
Like now, like like assistant coaches are making more than he made as a head coach.
Facts. He wins no matter what.
Like he's gonna make more money than what he makes right now. It's not on like he just does Barstool.
And how do the students or the players react when he walks into the locker room?
They know he's got NFL connections.
So they say miss.
And our parent and my dad knows you were somebody to my same thing with Deion. You were somebody to my dad. Mm-hmm. My dad thinks you're a good person. That's gonna get me in the door. We start winning games. Oh shit, I'm gonna really. It's the same thing with Belichick.
Yeah, but
Belichick's got 10 years on this man, 10 plus years on this guy, and he's relatable to the Jits.
But he didn't call a black person a big lipped.
Oh yeah. He also didn't call a dude a fat. I mean, a flaming whatever. Yeah. He didn't say a lot of different things, but man, there is no cancel culture doesn't exist. It only exists when you're not good or you're replaceable. I've seen you can. It's like people get on me. Why do I call my running backs running blacks? It was a scene from Everybody Hates Chris, and the running back needed to be eligible. So the coach let Chris guaranteed him an A and PE, and he didn't have to dress out as long as he helped do the homework for the running. And he said, "I need you to help my running black." You mean running backs? Yeah, he's a running black. What do you think? He runs and he's black. What do you think I said? And we all got George Karl is being outed for saying that what was it, the tank, one of the guys' names or whatever. He said he's like that big black greasy motherfucker. Is he out of shape? It's like I bet he's been eating too much fried chicken and all this other shit. Like they said George Karl, does that make George Karl racist? No. It makes him he's pointing out a fact. He's big, fat, and black. You know what big fat black people tend to like? Fried fucking chicken. Every American likes fried chicken.
Yeah.
If he was big, white, and fat, he'd probably say your white ass eating some fried chicken or some shit like that. But like, I think Gruden, I think people will be like, well, I mean, hell, white Josh Allen, they all have the tweets. Every white quarterback. Matter of fact, I got to tell Knox. Shit, I got to tell my stepson. Hey, don't post song lyrics. Stay away. Don't post the N-word, son. Stay away.
I mean, I totally agree. I just like to point out that everyone who thinks they're so progressive, you guys aren't that progressive.
Man, it's like this.
You guys aren't that progressive.
Me and Denny were talking, right? And I'm glad it's back up because I don't give a fuck.
Me neither.
If I ever blew up the ESPN, right?
Ooh, no way.
If they go run my tweets without context, they're going to be like, yo, and I stand on what the fuck I said. Yeah. I did make white kids fast. That was my profession. And I'm really fucking good at making white kids fast. I'll do it again if I need to. But without context, I mean, I can see how maybe somebody in an offended world, somebody want to get offended by it.
Yeah. It's just the times we're in.
But like, oh damn, I didn't know he called him a spirit chunker. Oh shit. I always say, I got to go back and look at the Gruden shit. Only reason he got fired, you can't call your boss.
Yeah, that's
you can't call your boss reason. Community expletives. That's a little bit dramatic. But like, was the racist joke good?
I mean, I didn't take too much into it.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna, like, you better hope I laugh. But if it was like a good one, like, I mean, okay.
It seemed more pointed to his hatred of Demora than black people in general. Maybe Demora just got big lips.
But he does have, like, okay, check. If he's breaking down Arizona Cardinals and he talks about a specific player that looks like a blackface cartoon, is it racism or is it like, all right, man, brother does look like?
Is it just accurate?
Or is it? That's a very like if I go to the dark skin, the 6'4" dark skin guy, you're like narrow. He's like over 200 pounds.
His lips are contrast.
The ones his lips take up his whole face, and he's got big eyes, and when he smiles, his teeth is bright. Oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. You're gonna break that. I'm sorry, but that's kind of.
Damn, boy, he can't even avoid it.
I don't really know if that makes him racist or not. If that's all we got. But anyways, I believe that.
Moving on in the college world, we got some potential groundbreaking news if you are an NFL Red Zone fan. So, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hinted at the potential launch of a college football Red Zone product on ESPN since it has been acquired by since ESPN acquired the NFL Network. So, James, would you be a fan of the college football Red Zone on ESPN?
It's a lot of college football games. The only way it would work is if you did conference.
Oh, you're right.
I don't want to see the University of Delaware versus Ferris State Red Zone. I really don't give a fuck about that game. I can promise you that. Plus, but it would be lit because imagine a world, if you will, right, where you're beating a team and by 3 points. I believe it's 3 points. No, it's about 4 points. And all you need to do is take a knee. And we're in the red zone. And it is under a minute in the game. And you're driving. You don't even need to take a knee. You can kick a field goal and the game's really over. And instead of taking a knee, you fumble the ball. And then that team recovers it. And then they drive down the field like a hot knife through butter. And they beat you. Like that would be the Georgia Tech Miami game. Like imagine the only thing that would make that better for me is if the whole world got to see it and consume that game.
Right.
And a red zone channel would make it to where, I don't want to watch Miami, Georgia Tech. Oh shit, the game's got interesting. Now more eyes are going to watch this because that's how it ends. But I think it's too much, too many teams for it to for it to work.
It's such crack. Oh, just put it in my veins. It's the best part of football over and over again. Oh, I love it. Except when they kick extra points and field goals. I be hating it.
There'll never be anything more dynamic than the 70-yard kick.
Yeah, when's the last time we seen this?
Maybe a top 25 NFL top 25 AP 25 college red zone would be what they would be leaning to. Ooh. And then
now that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
Deduce it by conference from so on and so forth. But I think it could be great if they plan it out, lay it out right. But hey, shout out to Commissioner Goodell for hinting at that as well. So now we are going to get into some questionable football merchandise. But first, we're going to look at some questionable photos from an SEC team that's been breaking the internet. So let's take a look at some of the pictures UK football has posted, and that is the University
of description, boss.
And that is the University of Kentucky Wildcats. So we got two pictures of them doing this right here. They got jumping, holding hands in the air, legs up.
Whoa!
And they got I don't know how to describe this one. It's like a brother, fatherly son type of vibe. But James, out of the two pictures,
no picture like that with my sons.
Out of the two pictures, which one would you say is worse, the legs in the air or the father and son?
I'm gonna go with the legs in the air, man. Because why are you so happy? Why are you that? As a man, why are you that happy? Like, ain't nothing ever made me want to like kick my feet up like that. Like, that's just not. They didn't just kick their feet. They like a butt tap. They like probably like flutter kicked them in the air or some shit like that. Like that's a wild pose.
What's the caption say?
Like, I want to know what, when they did the photo shoot, what was going through the mind of the photographer. Like, hey, I want y'all to hold hands and jump in the air. Like, it looks like they hired a wedding photographer. Like, this looks like engagement photos. All of this stuff.
They married to the game, bro.
At this point, I'm not letting my son do photo shoots. If this is the kind of, like, I'm going to be there. This is kind of behavior that's going on. Unless my son tells me he's, part of the community. Which is his right, as long as I get a grandson. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Give me James Anthony Coleman the fourth. I'm going to raise him. But but you can do whatever the fuck you want to do after that. Just give me my grandson and I'm good. We're not doing this shit though. Like, this reminds me of, like, the Miami pictures from, I think was it a decade ago? I think they had just got the Adidas contract, and like they had to do, one dude was laying on him. He had his feet up in the air and his hands was under his chin like this. They were holding each other from behind. Like, this is too much male bonding.
I mean, I guess it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's gay.
Yeah.
Like, happy. They look happy. Like the exact term for gay. That's what they look like. And yeah, like that. The look back at it was wild.
It just proves to me that it's becoming more, like you said, professional, which means it's more entertainment. So they got to bring up, like, social media is so big in college
gay
football
people
now.
buy tickets too, man.
Yeah. Well,
Gay people buy tickets and merch, and you got the one boy from Alabama painting his fingernails and getting nail polish deals and shit. He actually said, like he's like I'm good looking. The dudes and the ladies holler at me or something like that. And I was like, man, well, they're being more honest and free about this shit. But
that's that whole, like I said, progressive kind of.
To finish out this college segment, we're going to talk about some merchandise that has been breaking the internet. This post by Noah Kaniga has 3.4 million views, and he's decided to get his brand out there with the Kaniga hats. I know this is going to go crazy in the white frats. Shaking my head. But we got the Noah Kaniga hats right here with his number on the side as well. And then Media Group's own James Coleman said he is going to put some orders in for the Noah Kaniga hat.
I'm a copper. I mean, because we all know a Kaniga. Everybody know at least one Noah Kaniga that could use a cap.
I thought he wasn't trying to embrace it before. He was trying to pronounce it differently. I think after our little video went viral, he's starting to embrace the Kaniga in him a little more.
You got to embrace, everybody got to, whoa, if he makes a shirt like that, I'm buying the first one. Embrace the inner Kaniga.
Can we buy this shirt and also not allow him to wear it?
Nah, I don't think it works like that.
What if he say, you can't say it? No, what if he makes you can't say it shirts? Yo, it's I mean, when we did the whole genealogy, right, in the breakdown, like, it's a legit. You weren't here yet, I don't think, Jada. That's what makes it worse. It's the fact that Kaniga is like it's a like when it dates back to, like, they were like farmers and they were like really, really good in the field. It was just crazy when you look at what the last name means, man. That's just like, this is not. Like, they're just as white as they want to be. And they're in education. And they're in a really white area. And they the only niggas around. Like, it's awesome, man. It's an awesome, good for him, man. He's probably the first person in the family that's actually able to embrace this name. It took centuries of his name being, like, used for all the wrong reasons, and like I know his mom got all kinds of shit for marrying his dad. You want to marry that Kaniga boy? Like, what? There ain't no better white men around here.
Oh my god!
Once a Kaniga get into you, ain't no going back. Like it's just, but now he can freely do all of this shit. I just wanted him to go to FAMU. That's all. Like just, he would have been invited to the cookout.
He would have been invited somewhere. I don't know if it was the cookout, but he definitely would have been invited somewhere for sure. And let us know in the chat if you cop in the Kaniga merch, the Kaniga hat, and you hop on the Kaniga train. But man, we're gonna go to the big leagues, James. Start off with some historic accomplishment from the Jaguars' own. So let's get into it with the home team. So Cam Little has secured the longest field goal in preseason NFL history, but the longest official field goal in NFL history still belongs to Justin Tucker. But we're going to scratch all that. This is the longest field goal in NFL history with Cam Little's 70-yard field goal against the Steelers in their preseason game on Saturday. James, Cam Little, man, kicker on the way, kicker on the rise, kicker doing big things, and 70 yards is no easy feat. You see he beat out the touchy kicker, Justin Tucker, for the longest field goal. So, man, he beat Justin's record by 4 yards, and it's just great to see another barrier being broken. You see the guy with 2 last names in the background cheering on Cam Little right there, Joshua Hines Allen, and man, it was just great to witness this in real time.
I don't want the Jags defense to cheer about shit. I don't give a fuck if this was amazing. You go get coached up because y'all made Mason Rudolph look like fucking Tom Brady.
Ugh.
But yeah, that was crazy. Kickers aren't people except for in Jacksonville. Like we've had some really good kickers, like with good personalities. Like people love Scobes, they love Mike Hollis. You know, it's just
that's how you know your franchise ain't that good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like with the
really
kickers, like you love your kickers, man. Like
you're either the Patriots or you're a bad team.
Yeah, like it's not good. Like you should know the kicker. Like the kicker should just be some small white guys out there about to kick, but like this guy's 70 yards, shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Staying in the Jaguars, many of the NFL fans wanted to witness Travis Hunter do his thing on not offense but defense as well. So we got a clip of his offensive and defensive highlights and lowlights from his first ever NFL preseason game. It's around a minute long, and then we're going to get into what you guys think in the chat of Travis's performance for his first NFL preseason game from this video right here.
Okay.
Just gotta get north to south on that one. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of right there.
He seemed a little uncomfortable.
All right, so it's going back to the beginning. I mean, it wasn't like Shadur played the whole thing, so like that's why. Like he I think he had official stats, 2 catches, 9 yards. Did he have 1 pass breakup? And just, yeah, even on the catch, if he got a little more north and south, he probably could have got more. But over the course of a game, if we give him 5 catches, that's a really good game for him. But I said why I don't want him making no fucking tackles. Like that is not his ministry. All in all, the Jags offensively look mid. Like nothing crazy. Defensively, they looked ass. I mean, Mason Rudolph went 9 for 10, diced them up, got the fuck out of there. And then Sly Thompson looked good too. Like, we don't like when you just look at the two things, like one doesn't look like the other. And that's not good for, coaches. Like, the defense has been whooping the offense ass in fucking preseason camp so far. For us to walk out onto a game, and then our defense looks like Swiss cheese, and our offense looks like not good at all. Like, what I need y'all to stop doing is going in my comments and getting mad at me for telling the fucking truth. Do y'all watch ball? Like, have y'all gone to the games? Have you watched it on TV? Because every one of my fears are still there. And the problem with the defense is we got that tough northeastern shit. Remember we had Campanelli, we did his first day in, and or either we watched him talking like at another place. They talk very, very fucking tough. And all that is an animalistic instinct to where if I show my chest, I poke my chest out, then I can maybe get you afraid to back down. That shit only works for smaller creatures that aren't aggressive. When other fucking aggressive males come around you, real can smell that's the real can smell you a bitch. And the only way you can get that bitch out you is get it up out you. Like, come on, man. Our defense has looked like a bitch the last. Like, you fired the guy who was actually fucking good. But hey, that's we gotta ride with it now. But I hope it works.
We hope it works too here in Jacksonville in 904 for the home team. This quarterback, though, proved the haters wrong in his first preseason game, and that is none other than the perfect timing himself, Shadur Sanders. So Shadur Sanders went 14 of 23 through 138 passing yards and 2 touchdowns against his former teammates team, or Jimmy Horn, and the Carolina Panthers. So those were his stats.
I thought, all right, wait a minute. 14 for 23. 14 plus 14 is 28, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did he hit 60%? So he was under 60% completion, if I'm doing that math right.
It's 61%.
Okay, so he was just over 61%, which is okay. That's cool. 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. I thought this month he did better than I thought he would do, and I want to say kudos to him. I hope he wins the job. Everybody was mad that the Ole Miss quarterback got picked before him. The Ole Miss quarterback stats were better than that. Like, guys, he shouldn't have been the 5th round. Maybe New Orleans really fucked up and shit the bed. I'm with you, but like, we gotta stop making this what it's not. But that was a good showing, and I was better than any other Browns quarterback. It still wasn't great by any means, but I'm gonna give him props, and I'm liking the way he is handling it. But guys, black people, I'm speaking to you guys. You're doing to Shadur what white people do to everybody else about Caitlin Clark. Okay? Just ride it out, man. Like, they're both good players. It's going to work out in their favor if they still stay good. No need to make this more than what it is or less than what it is. Because none of y'all are talking about about the one you should be cheering and bigging up. Our the best, our favorite Sanders, which is Shiloh.
Facts.
Like, Shiloh's was more impressive, if you ask me, for a defensive player, but that's still impressive. I hope he continues to ball out, and I believe he makes the team.
Speaking of Shiloh Sanders, we got a quick clip of him applying that pressure to Tennessee's offense right here. See him get into the quarterback, Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Let them know you're there. Miles, you push the comments now. Let them know you smell. Let them know, boom, you smell me right there, baby. I love that shit.
From what I understand too, I don't think he got a pass caught on him as well. So Shiloh was, didn't get too much targets, didn't get a reception, and he was applying pressure by any means necessary. So shout out to the other Sanders, as Adam Schefter said in this caption.
Do you
But
know who's really winning in life right now in all of this? As an old man, Deion. Imagine a world where you got 8 toes. You got your toe, you got your one with 3 toes kicked up, crossed over your one with 5. You got a relatively young pretty ass woman right there that can rub your nubs while you're watching your two boys playing the NFL and one of your sons videotaping the entire experience for the other one. Those are like we talk about a lot of things, man, but maybe not chasing young bitches at such an old age, but everything else, those are dad goals, man. Can't get mad at him. I mean, he got Carucci, Carucci giving coochie. You got Carucci giving coochie, brand new bladder.
Oh yeah.
You beat cancer. You're coaching, and you get to watch your 2 sons. I'm going back to my 50-acre ranch and just riding this out to the sunset, because both the NFL is called not for long. So your son's the average career in the NFL was at 2.5, 3.5 years. Deion's average relationship is 2.5, 3.5 years. So enjoy your Carucci coochie, enjoy your sons playing ball, sip you some good stuff, and then when Carucci goes gonna get something else, you go get you another bad bitch. It's the circle of life. I love it. I love this for Deion. I love this for my Noel brethren. I still have my personal grievances for how you did us in 03. But for you personally, man, I'm loving this for you, dog. And I hope Carucci does some nasty shit to you and your nubs, because you've earned this, man. Make Pilar jealous.
Shadur's son. So Shadur was also applying pressure, but this was off the field. So he confronted Tony Grossi, who's a Cleveland-based sports journalist and well-off media, recorded the whole interaction. So Shadur addressed Tony Grossi, who's known for being critical and some would say biased towards him. Quote, "You always say negative stuff about me. I didn't do nothing to you. I've never seen you say anything positive about me." So we're going to play the video and let us know what you think of this chat. We'll let you know what you think of this video in the chat and if Shadur handled this correctly.
Tony, I be hoping you be. Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You only say negative stuff. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you. No. I ain't seen nothing positive that you ever said. I did something positive every day. What I'm saying, come on, Tony. What I do? What I do to you, Tony?
I like it. It wasn't critical. It was like if the guy was just doing ball, yeah, cool. I like it. Another era, I would say I didn't like it. Right. I like it now because I think that shock jock 80s, 90s sports journalism is dead. You think that it's more about you than it is the player a lot of times in journalism. And I think if we're talking about just how I don't like him, I don't like this and that, and then if he does something good, you talk about it. But I think a lot of times these people do take a little bit more personal shots. And I think if he feels a certain type of way, do it. But Shadur, but I will say this, he'll grow tired. That shtick will grow tired too. on Shadur's end because you're gonna have to have that energy for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's not an old geriatric white man. Like, there are guys who have, like, Quincy's been critical. I've been critical. Like, but if you do well, you do well.
And we haven't only said bad things about
Yeah,
him.
we've
There's
said
a
good things.
difference.
And I just think, like, at a certain point, you got to just realize that, hey, man, people going to be, you're a Christian. They talked about Jesus. What makes you think they're not going to talk about you or any other bullshit stuff that people say? But, like, I do like this new iteration of Shadur. I don't think it's humble. I think it's aware. I think his play is still cocky. Like, that 14 for 23 shows that. I don't have to watch the game to know that he was just out that bitch spinning it. And that's how you got to be. But I do think, when he's not as much showy, he'll probably wait till he earns that opportunity to do that again. But I don't want him silenced. I just want him to, at a certain point, defending yourself only increases the voices in the room, because then they're gonna respond to how you defended yourself. Which is why I always tell people, if you don't like me, I don't defend myself. I give you more reasons to like me or dislike me. But I'm gonna amplify it. And I think that's what he has to do.
Let's continue on with our NFL section with some discussion revolving around a AFC South quarterback. So we got some news from the Indianapolis Colts organization. Let's get into it. I know you guys were fans of Anthony Richardson, James, but Indianapolis Colts QB Anthony Richardson dislocated the pinky on his throwing hand during the first quarter of Thursday night's preseason opener against the Ravens. Injuries have been a recurring issue for Richardson, who missed 13 games as a rookie in 2023 and another 4 last season due to separate injuries. So in the AFC South, and obviously was a Gator, obviously caught the attention of you and Miles. You would echo that you are fans of Richardson. But James, these injuries keep on keeping on for Anthony Richardson, and it looks like Daniel Jones got that spot secured, man. But, man, do you think Anthony Richardson could make a comeback from the series of injuries he's been dealing with his NFL career as thus far?
I think, we're big time Anthony Richardson fans over here. Love AR. I think I love the fact that he's got a lot of money in his bank account, and he's gonna be able to do great things in the community. That's about it, man. Like, that's all I got. I think his career is over. Personally, think I'll never disagree with Denny, especially now covering the combine as long as I have. I understand why people believe that, like, why it works the way it works. It's not for me or you to understand. But they see a collection of talents and gifts, and especially when it's young, they believe they can change these things. But you don't have time, and maybe he gets another contract, but it will never be what it is right now. Because this is year 3, and he's probably going to miss most of this. And then they're not going to pick up the 5th-year option. The only thing that could happen for him would be for them to be able to trade him somewhere else and him be able to sit as a backup and restructure a deal where they could develop. But, like, I just don't. He hasn't had a collective body of work that makes you believe that he could be an NFL quarterback on any level. Like, he's never been healthy since high school. And that's not a good sign. That's why I tell a lot of people we gotta stop letting these kids drink nut juice. Got to get back to the whole milk. Like, I know what y'all believe, but giving these boys nut juice, that almond's milk, cashew milk and all that stuff. It's making the bones brittle or something. That's the only way I could look at it.
Next, we're going to discuss a loved player on the show, another loved player. We got a chance to interview him at the Senior Bowl, James, and he's making a name for himself that is none other than UNC's own Big Willie Lampkin, standing at 5'11", 290 pounds. So we got a clip courtesy of Brandon Thorne of him pancaking 4 Cowboys defenders in the Week 1 preseason matchup. And, man, this brought so much joy to my face because he's one of the best and most powerful players I've seen pound for pound on that football field. And this video is going to prove my statement correct. So, Willie, shout out to you and get your bread, man. Get your bread. That's him playing center right there. Yeah. Jason Kelsey-esque, if you will, with his size and stature.
Escorting people out the club. It looks so, I don't know. I know this isn't what he's going for, but it looks cute because he's so much smaller than everybody else. But like, go back, push that back a little bit more, Jada. Like, I want to see that first clip. Like, watch how fast he climbs. Like, it's just perfect fucking technique, man. That's teach tape. Like, bomb, realizes the guy's not coming, climbs to the linebacker. Like, 92 is like, man, I'm really being apprehended by a midget.
And is Willie no glove Lampkin too? He does not wear gloves. He is out there raw dogging it.
Hands inside, perfect hand placement. Just a dog, man. I need you to text me this, Jade. I gotta retweet my dog with the picture. Like he's not taller than me. We got the pics to prove it. He's out there just being a force. Like, he's gonna be. I should have got his number, man. I gotta link up with him again, man. If we see him at the Super Bowl next year, Jada, we gotta make sure we keep in touch with Willie, with old Willie.
He actually just did a interview with Freddie.
With Freddie? Yeah. Freddie got it. I'll get it from Freddie.
Because I think he's from Lakeland area, if I'm not mistaken. So they got that connection.
Went to Coastal Carolina. Again, for the people who are always bitching about their kid, bet on yourself. The boy went to Coastal Carolina, I believe it was Coastal Carolina. Balled out there for 3 years. Went to North Carolina, only 1 year in North Carolina, if I'm remembering correctly from what he said. Balled out, got the ACC Lineman of the Year last year. Went to the Senior Bowl, balled out. No combine invite, and he was not drafted. Went to camp and is just eating. This mentality will keep him successful forever. Like, most of the people listening to this broadcast, or will listen to this if we make this real, like, you've never achieved the level of success that this man has, and he continues to work hard. And when you look at him, there's absolutely nothing sexy about him that screams NFL player, but his technique and what he does. Like, doing the little things at an elite level will always separate you, man. Like, we could do a Willie Lump segment, dog, if he makes it. I love what I'm watching with that. That just was, that's an appreciation.
Shout out to Willie Lampkin, one of the first ever college football player interviews I have ever did. He told me to keep going, man. Gave me some words of encouragement, and man, he's keep going with his NFL career, pancaking players, pancaking the Cowgirls defense. So huge shout out to Willie, man, and keep balling, my bro. Keep balling. Speaking of trouble in Dallas, James, let's take a look at our segment for today, for our faulty money moves segment of today, because they got to restructure some things in Dallas. So if you compare Dallas with their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. Dak Prescott is taking $50.5 million cap hit, while Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith are only taking a combined cap hit of $46.9 million. So, you got some trouble on the books in Dallas right here with Dak's cap hit and 50 M's. Wow, James, that is such a crazy amount in comparison to the champions and their cap hit trio right there. So I know Michael Parsons coming up, his deal obviously requested a trade. Things are still trying to get worked out, but man, it's hard to get any type of money when your QB, especially Dak, is taking almost $51 million in cap.
Yeah,
Trouble in Dallas.
Bad drafting. You gotta draft better. Got to be better. With the GM likes who he likes, and that's just not good for business. It's not. There's no consistency in that. Dak Prescott did nothing to show you that he was worth that much bread, and yet you kept him. So
huge shout out to the Eagles though, and their general manager, owner, for doing their organization right and for doing their players right as well. So shout out to the Eagles, and they're looking to run it back this season for another chip. I think it was last week, James, where we talked about smelling salts getting banned from the league. But according to Adam Schefter, it turns out smelling salts are not banned. So it was a little mishap throughout the sports world, a little miscommunication error throughout the sports world. It wasn't just us who reported it like that. All the top reporters, Adam Schefter, everybody you can think of, reported that smelling salts were banned. But according to the NFLPA, they sent this message to players Wednesday night, clarifying that the league's ban on smelling salts only applies to clubs providing it to players, meaning bring your own smelling salts. So let's take a deep dive into this. The NFLPA is aware of the memo issued by the league Tuesday regarding the use of smelling salts and ammonia capsules. We were not notified of this club policy change before the memo was sent out. To clarify, this policy does not prohibit player use of these substances, aka smelling salts and ammonia capsules, but rather it restricts clubs from providing or supplying them in any form. The NFL has confirmed this to us. If you have any questions, please reach out to your player director. So yes, that does mean bring your own smelling salts, George Kittle specifically. So it looks like, James, players and coaches still going to get riled up, but they're going to have to bring the stash from the cribbo. They're going to bring the stash.
That's okay. Yes, you got the better smelling salts there. You get a little bump right there.
They still going to give them.
They going to give them coke. They bringing cocaine in now.
They're not going to have these guys go to Amazon for smelling salts. They're just going to bring them anyway.
You know what I noticed going through NFL security, which is a lot crazier. Hopefully we'll get Jaden that opportunity. No, Jaden, they didn't do facial recognition with us at the Super Bowl, right?
For my day passes, yeah.
They were? Okay, it wasn't I thought it was just a scan. I didn't realize we did facial rec. Damn.
Yeah, they got me in the system now.
Yeah, you gotta watch out, man. But
well, I've been in the system, but yeah.
But they don't like they didn't there's metal detectors and shit, but they didn't check you if you had weed or if your weed was strong, the dogs will get you. But like you could put a little baggie of some coke in your pocket and be able to do what you need to do. Like that's the scary part. What I would be like, hey, I just wouldn't want my guys on a beam. That's all I would be more worried about. Like if I control the smelling salts, I at least know what they're doing. Last thing I want to do, hey man, I got this smelling salt. This is that Mexican smelling salt. This is that good shit. They mix in. They put them. It's not just ammonia. It's bleach and Narcan or some shit, some wild shit. Gonna have guys with like fentanyl bumps. But hey man, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get prepared to play the game, dog. That's their job. I'm all like, But cool, at least they can still have the smelling salts. Like you get knocked out, like Tua's doing his gang signs. We can't get the smelling salt. I got some in my bag. Give me the stuff in my bag. Oh man. I
Good
love
thing.
the stupid rules.
Good thing Johnny Manziel isn't in the league anymore,
Mhm.
according to Gilly James. Good thing he's not in the league because he could have brought his own stash. If you know, you know. So let's take a look at the GOAT's statue getting unveiled at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. Tom Brady got his statue revealed, and man, it is fire. See it right here. I guess D Wade should have called the same people who did this statue for his in Miami, because this one of Tom Brady is fire right here. Looks like him, got his number, his jersey. You can see him standing right there, right in front of the stadium. James, did you get a chance to see Tom Brady's new statue?
No. I'm trying to figure out how that works with him being the owner at for the Raiders, but like, I mean, he deserves it. Basically, we're all Patriots fans because of him. I mean, we like Drew Bledsoe, but do you even know who Drew Bledsoe is? Jaden?
Yeah, he took his spot.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying, like, but like he was nice. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be that guy, and then just like, and then next thing you know, like it was such a nice guy. Got injured, never saw his job again.
He almost died.
So that brings us to our big Games B.S. section for today, where we bring the scope of conversation outside of the typical football world. And we have no football topics in our BS section today, but we're going to start off this section with our BS or bussin' segment. So we're going to play how this works. If you're new to the show, we play a food clip, and James is going to decide whether it's BS or if it looks like it's bussin'. And this is coming from a friend of the show, a dear friend of the show, James, Miss Sheena Quick. So she posted this combination on her Twitter, and a lot of people in the comments were saying that these were the wings Maxwell was talking about. So Sheena made some buffalo lemon pepper wings, and she posted on her story. And I can say these do look bussin', but hey, man, you have to be the verdict of your own. But ooh, these look pressure right here with some Wingstop ranch is all I need.
Yo, my house word. You bringing the wings to the tailgate? Like, what do I need to set up for you to be able to cook that?
It's just a kitchen.
So if I get how many wings can you make to look like that to where I don't want us to get too much and then it's not good. Like, what's the appropriate amount of wing to sauce that you need?
Wings to sauce?
Like, what do you need? So if I bought like 200 wings, can you make 200 of them?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. All right, because I'm saying them things. Jaden over here showing me this shit, and now I want lemon pepper wings for breakfast.
You got to put the buffalo sauce on it. It got to be buffalo.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't eat. That's lemon pepper wet where I'm around. I don't like dry lemon pepper. I like the lemon pepper extremely wet. Like, that look good right there.
Thank you, friend.
You still coming, right?
Yeah, I'm coming.
All right.
I'm in practice right now.
Oh, hey man, what's up with my dog? What my dog? What he said? I know the words had to be crazy and nobody could understand what made him so mad. But like, my guy was scrapping, wasn't he?
Look, he got them hands.
I saw.
Did you see the uppercut though? You know how pissed you got to be to uppercut somebody in full.
That's the only way. Like, he wanted to get.
He was getting a body shot.
Like, he wasn't trying to get let off frustration by hitting helmet. He wanted that chin to feel him.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But all right, well, I'll have the link up by tomorrow too, so you can tell your people if they're in Jacksonville, it's a safe place. Because outside of that, listen, that downtown Jacks ain't downtown Charlotte. Like, you get whatever you want downtown Jacks, including Rob. So,
You're stupid.
but all right, go.
Yeah, let me know when the link is live so I can share it.
All right, cool. Yep. Damn, now I gotta go see. I wonder if Wingstop still got that $20 20-piece special now. Now, once I really want wings now, man. Like that's I can taste that through the fucking video. Like when you can see the lemon pepper flake and it's still tossed, like that means she put something on it to make it stick. Man, that's gonna sound weird. I just gotta say to make it stick to the meat.
And it doesn't
Pause.
look anemic.
Like, them some good wings, man.
Healthy wings. Raised in a good home.
Yeah, that's them 2-parent household wings. Like, them ain't no Project Pigeon wings, man. You bought them wings from Publix. You didn't buy those wings from Albertsons or Harvey's. Like, them some wings that you can that's Tyson's or Pilgrim's. Like, that's not like I'm trying to think of some like real off-brand country ass farm that you just don't want to. Them wings was they definitely weren't grass fed because it's too big to be organic.
Yeah,
those were pampered wings, like wings that they fatten up to make just for that situation. Damn, they look good. That's a good video. Yeah, man, we can take that off, man. Jay, that's making me hungry, bro.
Sorry about that, guys. If you are wing aficionados and you got a little hungry from this segment, don't blame me. Blame Sheena Quick. She's the one who chefed them up. So let's move on to some UFC. Any UFC fans in the chat, let us know. Put a thumbs up, put a hand emoji in the chat because there's been some new news regarding their media rights. So let's take a look at our money moves segment of today. UFC has agreed to a 7-year, $7.7 billion exclusive media rights deal with Paramount. So all UFC events will stream on Paramount Plus, and that's been put. The pay-per-view model is dead. I'm wondering how the fighters will get that big day payout, big fight payout, because a lot of that was based on the pay-per-view numbers. So you got to work out some new details with the fighters so they can get a bigger payday or equal payday. But if you're UFC fans, I see Gingerverse commented already, this is what you'll be expecting. No more pay-per-view, but you need to get Paramount Plus. So Dana's making big moves in 7 years, $7.7 billion, $1.1 billion in an average salary a year, average value, a year. It's something that needs to be applauded. But shout out to Dana White on securing this Paramount deal. Shout out to Dana, man.
Dana's gonna is good. He's making money. They'll make money off of licensing. I'm sorry, but I'm still boxing before I do. One, it's not so much that it's not just that they beat you, right? Why do your nuts have to be in my face?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, like now it's like, your ass, or like, there's all kinds of other shit. Like, just beat me up. Like, don't do all the other unnecessary shit that comes with it. But, Dana's just like that. It's gonna be like, just think about it, like some of these guys' purses are $5,000. They can't even pay for the training or the medical. Like, you break your jaw, like you're gonna get paid. Like, you're gonna have to pay most of your money in recovering, man.
I don't trust Dana to trickle down as properly anyway.
Not at all. Dana doesn't give a fuck about anybody. Dana's Jerry Jones.
When your biggest heavyweight goes to another one because you can't pay him enough,
or they go to boxing.
Yeah,
like true. So that they can get paid more. Everybody, boxing is dead, except for it makes more money than UFC.
You can get more money fighting one of those. Who's that YouTube white boy?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, fighting one of the Paul brothers.
So we're going to go from UFC to a WNBA team. Both are Vegas staples, and that's none other than Las Vegas Aces. So huge shout out to Asia Wilson because she has done something no one else has done in WNBA history. She has recorded the first ever 30-20 game that is 30 points and at least 20 rebounds. So she accumulated 32 points and 20 rebounds with 5 assists and 2 steals. She was all over the floor. Just wanted to highlight Asia for being one of the coldest in the game and is going to lead the MVP race with Nafisa Collier being hurt as well. So, and she has one of the most fire WNBA shoes out there. So she's winning in life right now. She's doing her thing and she's breaking barriers and records. So shout out to Asia Wilson on that historic accomplishment, man. Keep doing your thing, Asia. Keep doing your thing. So to close out this show, we have a This Moment in History. So this is regarding yesterday's date of August 10th, 1985, and we're taking a blast. We're going back in the past, blast from the past, with the coldest of all time, arguably the king of pop, Michael Jackson. So from yesterday, 40 years ago, Michael Jackson buys ATV Music, including the publishing rights to the Beatles song catalog for $47.5 million. And it wasn't just the entire Lennon-McCartney song catalog, 251 Beatles songs. The catalog also contains songs from Elvis Presley, Little Richard, the Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen, Cher, and many more names. And MJ was such a stand-up guy, he returned Little Richard's publishing rights back to him. And so we have this post by Dr. Pop Culture right here. Paul McCartney, one of the Beatles, pushed MJ towards music publishing business. And then MJ jokingly told Paul, "I'm going to get yours." Once he did buy the publishing, they never spoke again. And ATV owned 251 Beatles songs and 4,000 other songs. And yeah, so what won MJ the deal? Excluding Penny Lane, so the then owner of ATV, Robert Holmes, a court could gift it to his daughter, Penny. And then, yeah, the line, "The catalog is mine," on the back of a check. If you know about MJ and his music, him and Paul McCartney have a song called "The Girl Is Mine." So that's mad petty, man. That's mad petty. But hey, shout out to the king of pop. And this is probably where a lot of his let's just say fears and a lot of his speculation with the industry came along when he made this super, super dope power move right here. And huge shout out to MJ, man, because when he did that, he broke barriers. He broke some barriers.
Yeah, I think that's when they started like fucking with Mike, is when that happened. They were like, he's too powerful. But like, there'll never be another Mike. But that man was probably, for a dude to come from where he came from, like, that's dope. I want to, if I had money, I would do some of the things. Well, not the boy shit. Like, I don't want to have no summer parties with boys. But like, have you seen what's the dude, the Freddie Gibbs? Have you seen the thing where he talked about Michael Jackson coming back to Gary?
No.
One, Freddie says his dad was like in a competing group against the Jackson 5s or some shit because they all from Gary. But Michael Jackson came back to Gary, Indiana, like for the little minor league team, and he wanted some chicken. And he went to KFC and he bought all the chicken in the KFC. And then he was just like, he was throwing chicken at hot chicken at people from out the window, like, because they were hungry and they wanted KFC. And I'm like, that would be some cool ass shit. Like, just to do just ignorant, like you gotta do ignorant shit. Like, it's sometimes it's like with money, like my boy's been dead. How long has RK been dead? My boy Ryan Keefe been dead for like over 10 years, right? Maybe, yeah, because we were at the old station when I did this. I went to his funeral. Katie asked me to buy. They wanted to have his repast dinner to be the same dinner that they had for their wedding. And they weren't very rich, so they had like, it was just fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and some greens and shit, right? So I said, Katie, whatever you need, I buy it. Just whatever you need, I got you. Well, James, we were thinking, can you buy the chicken? I'm like, okay, I know you're in a moment of grieving right now, but I don't want to look past this moment. Ryan has a lot of friends, but you asked the one black friend to buy the fucking fried chicken. So I bought 1,000. If you ever want to know what life of a king is like, call Publix and order 1,000 pieces of fried chicken. Like, they're going to escort you out no, actually, it might have been less than 10 years because I had the truck. It filled the entire bed of my truck was full of fried chicken boxes from Publix, like stacked on top of each other. It was glorious. I felt so proud. This one black lady looked at me disgusted. I was like, nah, bitch. And I had my American Express card, the black one, but it wasn't an African American. It was just a black American Express card. I don't know why it was black. But to be able to put that on the American Express, pow, 1,000 pieces of fried chicken. It was a great moment in Negro history. And so I feel like Michael Jackson in those things.
Well, this MJ topic concludes our show, James. Do you have any last words to say to the fans as we log out today on Monday's morning edition of Big Games BS?
Make sure you check out the pin tweet on @BigGameJames_36. There's a little video for you to see what a big game tailgate looks like. What does the food look like? What does the crowd look like? What does the music look like? It's there. Also, the link. Right now, I believe we're at like 100 tickets sold. We got to get over that. 1,000 tickets and we're going to win. We got to win. Me, P-Dub, and CJ Wilson are throwing it. We're going to be promoting it heavy. I also put another link on there for, my bad. That's the Orlando tailgate. That's not, my bad. It wasn't Orlando. That's right. I just thought about it. But like, we'll have barbecue. We'll have seafood. We'll have 2 DJs. We'll have all you can drink, liquor. I got 2,400 bottles of water right now.
Damn.
And so we'll have water. We'll have liquor. We're working on beer. There's the table right there. With people pouring it for you because y'all be wasting liquor and shit. Shout out to Adrian right there. Yeah, we're going to be getting after. We're going to be getting active. We will not have a covered room this time, but we will be at the top of lot 19. Be beautiful people. You will either stay married, get divorced, or find the love of your life. Maybe all three in the same day. So check us out. Make sure we get that going. Outside of that, man, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.
Thank you.